He's like, I don't see any cavities in here.
I don't see anything.
My dentist
Mr. Magoo
actually
is your dentist.
Right now. I didn't even notice.
Quit your cussing, boys. Mark Rombo Weebs. My name is Cole. His name is Mike. His name is Jay. We like anime, and this is episode 90 of the Anime Protagonist Podcast. And on this week's episode, we are pitting a bunch of siblings up against each other to see who comes out on top at a certain task, which we will reveal later. But I just got back from a lovely, lovely little weekend excursion. Went out to the lake.
So lovely.
Yeah, it got me thinking, like, it's not a far trip, you know, but what was, like, the best trip either of you have ever been on?
I will interject here, because you just put something into my head that I'm going to put as a little side mini question for us here, too.
Sure.
What do you consider, like, a far trip, and what's a short trip? And, like, what would be the distance that you are like, I am no longer willing to take this by car, this must be flown? I've heard 6 hours is the length that people are willing to drive generally.
Yeah, I don't know, like 8 hours would probably be like where I either choose to fly or like I'll stop, you know, like I'll take a break.
Yeah.
I think for me, it really depends on like the situation. Like, I mean, sometimes just doing the road trip thing is fun.
Yeah.
And like sometimes just like going the distance, stopping in various towns and experiencing the other town on your way to the destination. Sometimes that's fun. So, I mean, I don't think it's really time that's the factor for me, but more what is on the way.
Yeah. And then there's obviously the case where like you're not gonna drive if you're on like if you only have 4 days to take this trip, for example, like you're just doing a quick one, you're not driving, you know, if you're going to, like when I went to Toronto recently, that's about a 20 something hour drive from here, and we elected to drive, even though it probably ended up costing us more in the long run, because it was just like we made more of a trip of the drive. Like we went through Chicago, we had fun along the way, and then Toronto, we didn't even spend that much time there, actually. Right. It was more of a road trip than anything.
Yeah.
So, now that I've interrupted you guys, what is the answer to Cole's question? The best trip you've ever been on?
Jay.
Okay.
Yes, Jay.
I've been on a few trips in my lifetime. Probably the most interesting one was going to Israel. Just because, like, it was so different from everything else I've ever done. Like, I've been to Alaska, but that felt like I was still kind of in, like, the same...
Yeah, it's a similar, like, ecosystem to what we have here.
Alaska's, like, a weird bit, too, because it's, like, you're basically completely surrounded by Canada and then a little bit of Russia.
Yeah.
But somehow you're the USA. Same thing with Hawaii. Like, it's a strange situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I've been to the Bahamas, which was cool, but I was there for like maybe 3 days, and then took a cruise back to Florida. So like it really wasn't enough time to like really soak it in. Whereas Israel, I was there for like 3 weeks. And
that's a long trip.
Yeah. So like I really got to soak in the environment, the history and all that, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
So that would probably be my answer.
The nice thing about like a 3-week trip is that like by the end, like you've almost been there too long. Like for me, I think like a week is too short, and then 2 weeks is probably like the perfect length, right? Whereas like 3 weeks, like you're basically living there for a month, right? Like that's
yeah. But at the same time, like, because we were literally traveling the entire country, because like Israel's so small that you can literally drive from tip to tip in an entire day.
Just the tip.
Yeah. So like we basically traveled the entire country, or at least as much as we could, barring, you know, current political issues that I don't want to go into detail of.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's obviously like a little more hazardous than Alaska. Like, or I guess completely different hazards, right?
Yeah, they were like they were literally like that, like do not cross tape in certain areas, and we're like, don't go there.
Yeah, you will get shot.
Yeah, or you will get either shot or you will step on a landmine.
That's so crazy to me. Like, you can just be walking and then step on a landmine. Like, we're so sheltered here in Canada that like the idea of like being in a minefield is crazy to me.
Yeah, no, that's probably like one of the most insane things that's ever happened. And I'm sure some of the listeners might understand that experience of like going somewhere and just like the ecosystem really showing you how sheltered you are and how like well off you are and where you live.
Yeah. How different it is.
Speaking of how sheltered we are and how we haven't traveled much, like I really haven't traveled that much in my life. I've actually never left the continent of North America in my entire life. I've been as far to the, is that west? Yeah, the west of Canada is like Edmonton and stuff like that. So I haven't actually seen that. I haven't seen the Pacific Ocean yet. And then I have been I have seen the Pacific Ocean when I went to Mexico. Okay, I went to Mexico. That's about it. And then I went on a cruise when I was 18. But unfortunately, I didn't know this. Did you know that when you're on a cruise, the drinking age is 21 in international waters?
Really?
Yeah, so I was, my 18th birthday, I celebrated it in Florida. Florida's great to go to, by the way. So it's 21 in the States, obviously. It's 18 in Canada, by the way, for you American listeners.
Yeah. Well, depending on where you are in Canada.
Depending on where you are, yeah. Where we are, it's 18.
It's 19 in BC. I know that.
I think Ontario, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's 18 here. So I turned 18 on the plane down to Florida. Florida's a great place, by the way. I enjoyed visiting there. I don't know if I could live there. It's too hot and too many bugs and crocodiles and stuff. But I'm sitting in Boston Lobster Feast celebrating my 18th birthday. Like,
I love it.
This is great. I'm eating unlimited seafood, which is also great because we live in the middle of Canada. So like, there's literally like fresh seafood is not something that we really do here. It's all been frozen basically. Yeah. And I'm feasting on lobster. My parents, I think, bought me a drink and then just like, like this is the embarrassing thing. Like I'm of legal drinking age in the place where I grew up and live, but I still had to get my parents to buy me a drink. And then I go get on the cruise. I'm like, heck yeah, me and my cousin, we're going to get crazy and wild. We're two wild, crazy young men. And then I get on the thing and I notice, wait a minute, you have to be 18 or you have to be 21 to buy this beer. So then basically I had to mooch off my cousin the whole time anyway. It was great. It was a fun trip, but that was a silly little wrinkle in it.
I bet you the wrinkle there wasn't because it was like international waters, but because the ship was like an American ship.
No. They actually explained it because I handed them my ID and they actually explained it to me.
Because international waters, there is no law.
Yes, there is.
No, it's famous for not having laws. That's why people like go out in international waters and like do stuff that they're not supposed to.
What do they do in international waters?
Well, okay, the tame one would be like pirate radio. Like they just go out in international waters and broadcast illegal radio stations.
Yeah.
So, no, that's I've never been on a cruise ship though. I've been on like ships that are docked. In London, I went on the HMS Belfast, which was a World War II battleship. That was cool. Okay, well, sorry. Let me. Yeah.
Now Cole gets to talk about all his trips that he's been on.
The two big overseas trips, of course, I just mentioned London and Japan. Everybody on the podcast has heard me gush about going to Japan.
Well, there might be new listeners. That was already like probably 20 episodes ago.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. I went in February of this year. It was really, really fun.
Did the fact that you kind of like had a podcast to talk about your trip and all that change the experience at all?
Yeah. As a podcast host, did you experience Japan differently from a normal person?
No. Like, I mean, like knowing that like you were probably going to go home and talk about it. And
yeah, given that I am like a podcast host and not a normal person.
An internationally recognized podcast host, Cole.
No, I don't like, it's funny. I'm on a podcast talking to you guys, but I don't really talk about stuff like in person with people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
like
really
people
tell
ask
people
me like
I'm
how
on a podcast either.
How was your trip, Cole?
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. Like it's not like I don't want to share. It's I don't know something.
I've known you a long time, Cole, and it sometimes you're just like it takes a bit of a kick in the butt to get you to actually talk about something. Like you don't just bring it up. I'll be like, "Okay, well, tell me what was the best food you ate in Japan," and then you'll go on for 30 minutes about the food all you ate.
Yeah,
but you'll never actually say, "Oh, I had this great ramen in Japan."
Yeah, it's something only my therapist would know. Yes, what that problem is.
Yeah, I remember you were talking only about the burgers you ate and not about like the delicious Japanese meals you were having.
Yeah, Cole ate a ridiculous amount of burgers in Japan.
Well, I mean, you got to try the different Japanese burgers.
To be fair, I would try McDonald's too. Yeah,
it's funny. Like, Mike, I never realized you weren't. This is going to come off as like very pretentious. I didn't realize you didn't travel very much as a kid.
No. Not
like
see, this is the thing. My parents' classic move is me and my sister stay home and my parents go off on a trip somewhere. They taught me to be self-reliant at a very young age, and they were like, "Great, see you later."
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was pretty well traveled as a kid. Actually, my first big trip
traveled a lot.
Was to Ottawa, of all places.
Yep. I'm going there this Thursday.
Ottawa's a beautiful city, but I was super young. I don't really remember that much about it. Then we went to Disneyland in California. That was
you went to Disneyland? I was actually about to ask you that, Cole, because I went when I was 5.
Yeah, no, I was. It was the summer of like grade 7 into grade 8, and it was a road trip. We drove down there from where we are.
Oh, sweet.
Was it the Florida one then?
No, that was the California one.
California one? Okay, because we're like kind of in the middle of the two, sort of.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I've been to Disney World as well in Florida.
Yep.
That one we flew to. But better than Disney, if you ever go to Florida, or if you're in Florida, go to Kennedy Space Center. It's the coolest thing.
I couldn't convince my family to go the couple times I've been to Florida. And
just next time, if you ever go again, just go by yourself.
Yeah. I was also like young, but yes.
Yeah. I went to Florida. I've been to Florida once, and I had the choice of either going to Disney World or Universal. I chose Universal.
I made the same choice that you did, Cole. Or Jay. I made the same choice. I went to Universal instead because it was already like expensive and I had limited time as it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Shazana is like a giant Harry Potter fan, so that kind of pushed it over the edge. And I'm not really a Disney person in general, so now that they have the Star Wars thing.
For me, it was like I had already been to Disneyland, so like it kind of would have been a very similar experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas Universal is like it's different IPs from Disney stuff, so it would have been at least something new.
Mm-hmm.
Disney World is pretty fun though.
I want to go. I might save it for like when I have kids. I think that's probably when I'll actually get to visit there. Yeah.
I've been to Kansas City because we went down there to see to see the solar eclipse a few years ago.
That's such a crazy reason to travel to like another country. Is I went to go watch a solar eclipse, but apparently that was like the best spot to watch it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If it wasn't cloudy when it happened. So
Did you get your special spectacles?
I got the special spectacles. I probably still have them around here somewhere, but it was cloudy when it happened, so
that sucks.
I didn't end up seeing it.
Should have made a prayer.
Yeah. It got dark, which was cool, but yeah, we went and we saw Kansas City's a great city too, by the way.
There's a lot of cities in the States that are honestly like every city. Here's the thing, like where we live is not famous for being the best city. It's underrated, I would say. But like every time I travel and go to another city, I'm like, wow, this city's amazing. And I'm like, oh wait, I'm just comparing it to where we're from.
Yeah, but I don't know, like is that a universal thing? Like no matter where you're from, you think, like unless you're from like New York or something where everybody's famously everybody
proud.
In New York, says this is the best city.
Let us know,
is the best
listener,
city in the world.
Come to our Discord, links are in the description, and tell us in our podcast discussion channel, like, is every city just the best city, or is it like every city except yours is the best city?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's a grass is greener on the other side type thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
As an introvert, though, I love my home. I love being
home. Yes. That's why I say when you said 3 weeks abroad, that's like pushing it for me, because that's 3 weeks away from my comfortable, beautiful bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I know Cole experienced this in reverse, but like when I went there, I had the worst jet lag. And like it was so hard to like I remember getting there and then immediately just falling asleep in my hotel room. And then going back, it was super easy to adjust.
Yeah, I had it in reverse, like you said. Yeah, the 2 weeks in Tokyo was even like I was ready to come home by the end of it.
Yeah.
But what is your dream trip? Like where do you want to go? And I put a caveat.
Wait, before you
say
your caveat, my dream trip's Japan. I'd love to go one day.
Yeah. What about you, Jay?
My dream trip is Japan. Conveniently enough.
No kidding. Okay, what is your dream trip other than Japan?
Oh crap.
Well, Cole, that ruins everything.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
We're weebs. This is an anime podcast. This is not the protagonist anime podcast. It's the anime protagonist podcast. I do have an answer for this, though. I'm being a silly little goose. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I love me a nice spaghetti. I love me some nice wine, some vino. I love me some nice sparkling blue waters and a nice warm sun on me. And I also love history and culture. Now, where can I put all these things together? Oh, don't forget, I do love a lovely pizza. Where should I go to experience all these things?
I'm thinking the same place that would be my dream trip as well.
Is that Rome, Italy?
Yes.
I would also love to go to Greece as well in like one trip.
Greece, the big thing for Rome for me, like all of the old architecture there is so cool.
Yeah.
And I am by no means a Catholic person. Frankly, I don't support the Catholic Church. But what I do support is how cool the Vatican is and just the history behind it.
I think just purely from like a history and like culture, like I'm not particularly religious in any way either, but like just purely from like that's a cool thing. And that's like a very important historical piece. I'd say it's worth going to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Jay, we both answered the question.
Yeah.
Now you must tell us why Rome is also your answer.
Wait, just Rome, Cole, or Greece too? Just the Mediterranean, honestly.
Rome was always like the top of my bucket list before becoming a weeb, and then Japan took it over.
Yeah.
So, like, I've been to Japan now, so I'd probably say Rome.
That's an expensive trip, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Traveling isn't cheap, though. You don't travel to save money. That's what
Rome
my dad
is
always
like
said.
Particularly expensive.
Yeah.
Italy is, at least, anyway. Sorry, Jay, I interrupted you there.
No, that's all right. I do want to check out Rome just because of, like you said, I think that just the history there is crazy interesting. Like the Roman Colosseum.
I'd
love to go there.
Yeah.
But as much as I think it is cool, I think there are two other places that probably have a bit more intrigue for me. And the first one would be the UK, just because that's where my grandmother's from. So like I want to learn more about like my roots.
UK is probably my backup answer, actually. Like when me and Cole were talking about Rome there for a while in Italy, I was thinking like, I know Cole's been to the UK, so he's obviously not going to say that, but I would love to go to the UK as well. The only problem I have with the UK is, listen, I am a foodie. I like really good food.
Yeah.
And when I see some British foods, I'm sorry, England or UK or whatever, you guys do some crazy stuff with food. And I just, the flavors, it's just basically various fried foods. And it's, I don't know.
Yeah, as the grandson of an English person, she made a lot of fried stuff when I was a kid.
And like, I like seasoning on my food is the other thing. Not much other than salt and pepper.
Yeah. Though fish and chips is pretty good.
Fish and chips is one of my favorite meals, though. So yes, fish and chips out of like from a little stall or whatever. Cole, did you have fish and chips when you were in the UK?
It's the first meal I had in the UK was fish and chips. Like too much because I was jet lagged and Like, let's go get fish and chips, and then they brought out like a plate that was like,
tell them to bring out the whole ocean.
tell
I
them to
love
bring out
how
the
I
whole
say
ocean.
fish and chips is good. I don't like seafood, so I just eat the chips.
No, I mean,
Really?
yeah, but
Even
fish is
like the fish and chips isn't. I wouldn't call it even seafood.
It's
In a
fish,
weird way.
It's still fish though. Like
It
it's
is.
fish, but then
Yeah.
it's
There's no
battered
flavor
and
to it.
fried.
oh yes, I know that. Like it's basically the fish version of a chicken finger.
Yes,
basically,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's,
But
it's the
like-
chicken finger of the sea,
Okay.
Yeah,
if you will.
but it's
Okay,
still
this is
it's still
very important question, Jay.
Yeah.
Chicken finger. Well, I already know Jay's answer. Cole, chicken finger or a fish from a fish and chip?
Oh, chicken finger.
I might go
I'm
fish
like
from a fish
Jay.
and chip. I don't know.
I'm like Jay. I'm not a big fish guy.
yeah,
Like fish and chips, I'll eat, and sometimes like I want fish and chips.
yeah.
But like I need like the tartar sauce with it, and I need
Okay.
like
I've
vinegar on the
definitely
fries and stuff.
I've definitely mentioned this on the podcast before.
Mhm.
But I was tricked into eating basically fish and chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said your grandma told you it was chicken fingers.
Yep.
Which, like, I could see a kid believing that
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Jay, sorry. You said you had two answers
I
for
had
it.
two.
So you said UK and
The other one was South Korea, which is kind of a cop-out answer, but like
yeah.
for the same weeb reason that I want to go to Japan, there's like a lot of good South Korean manhwa out there that like just really intrigue me in South Korea. So
Yeah,
South Korea,
Seoul
I
looks
feel like
a cool city.
I feel like in
Yeah.
like 20 years, South Korea might be like the new Japan. I just have a feeling. I don't know. It's just maybe a crazy take by me. It just seems like they're on the up, and like their culture influence around the world is definitely increasing. Me and actually Shazana were sort of planning like for our next trip, like in maybe this winter, or if this is a winter trip, we'd probably go on. Is probably Japan. We'd do the whole Japan thing for like a week.
Yeah.
And then spend like a week or like at least a couple days in the Thailand, which is
Okay.
like very close by. But basically you do like the hustle and bustle of Japan and like the history and all that stuff and all the sightseeing. And then you go and relax on a beach in Thailand and eat like great Thai food and drink delicious beers. That sounds great. Because they have beautiful beaches there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get the best of both worlds.
I do like Jay's answer about like going somewhere too that has like family historical implications. So for that, I'll add Lithuania to mine as well. For our Lithuanian listeners,
which we actually do have apparently.
which we
We
do.
do, yeah. We have. Listen, if you're from Lithuania, please get in contact with us any way. We love you. You're the greatest.
Yeah.
It would make Cole's year if you just somehow
Yeah.
said, I am from Lithuania and I listen to the podcast. Because
it
you pop
truly
up on
would.
our Apple podcast charts all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, Lithuania would be an interesting trip, and I don't think it would be very expensive.
I'd like to go to my people's home world, but it's kind of being destroyed by Russia right now. So
Yeah, so we'll give it a few years.
give it a few years.
Give it a few
There is a
years.
question I want to ask Mike off air because I don't think that we can talk about it here.
Okay, well, tell me right now and I'll write it down so we can talk about it after.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is where we all want to go, and we have been as well. Do you guys? Where's the farthest you've ever been on a road trip? Really quick, Mike.
Went on my road trip to Toronto.
Toronto.
Yep. Sorry, my
Jay?
brain broke there.
I took a road trip from Edmonton to BC.
Okay.
Would probably be my longest trip.
Yeah. And our home to LA would be for me. Anyway.
How many hours is that?
It's time for the mailbag.
We split it up into like 4 days, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we were pretty young, so my dad never...
Yeah, that'd be a tough drive with young. The thing is, like, young kids change things a lot, right?
Mailbag time. We are in this segment known as the mailbag. We have two mailbag questions, and one of them is a priority mailbag question from one of our patrons.
That's one of the patron perks that they get.
That is one of the patron perks that they get. So, Super Mexi wants to know who is the best and who is the worst dad in anime.
This would be a good Father's Day question.
This would be a good Father's Day question.
Worst dad is easy. I don't know why we're all thinking about that. It's Sho Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah, that would be the cop-out answer. I'm going with the other.
Yeah.
I'm going with the other cop-out answer and saying Gendo Ikari is the worst dad.
No, he's a good dad.
It's not a good dad.
I was gonna say
I'd put Shinji in the robot too.
I was gonna say Sho Tucker, but I think I have a better answer.
Okay.
And that is every harem protagonist dad because they're never home.
Basically every MC's dad because they're never home. Because yeah.
Who is the best dad though? That's a tougher question.
Because most of the time, from Full Metal Alchemist, who's the fella who
Maze Hughes?
Maze Hughes. That's the one I'm trying to think. I was trying to think of the way to describe the very spoilery thing with him, but without spoiling it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Maze Hughes is a good dad. That's not
he's a great dad. His best dad. He's a very happy dad.
Yeah. No, that's.
I don't know if I'd call him best dad, but I think he is, at least at this point, a pretty decent dad. And this is probably a bit sneaky, but Lloyd Forger is not a bad dad.
No, heck no. Yeah,
no, he's not a bad dad.
Another easy one, because I'm looking at my screen here and there's a picture of Ichigo from Bleach, and I forget his name, but Ichigo's dad is actually like a good dad too. He's a little absentee in the way that dads typically are for anime, but he definitely at least cares about his son and like has like he helps him out.
Oh, I thought of an answer for worst dad.
Well, who?
The dad from Oshinoko.
Oh, yeah.
Yikes. I don't even have a best dad, I don't think. I can't even think of one.
They're not very common.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah, you do, Cole.
Do I?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Tell me.
Think of a little green-haired girl in a manga that you like to read.
Oh, yeah. Yotsuba End. I can't remember what his name is, but Yotsuba's adopted dad.
Well, if we're...
great.
It's great, dad.
You just sparked an idea in my head. The dad from Sweetness and Lightning.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think that was one of the answers in the Discord for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also Gendo Ikari for everything that he did to Shinji. That's a great dad.
No, it's not a good dad. Bad.
Well, I mean,
dad.
if we're going there, then I got to say Sho Tucker's a pretty good dad. He did a lot for his
daughter.
He did. Like his daughter seemed pretty happy until that stuff happened.
Yeah.
That's messed up. Messed up.
The dog was pretty happy too, I think.
Also bad dad. Bad dad, the quintuplets dad, who it's kind of spoilers to talk too much about it, but
I don't think he's a bad dad.
Yeah, I don't think
I think he's just like a misunderstood dad. Because he cares about them.
But he also like tries to like kind of use, I don't know. He
tries to kind of control them a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah,
I'm talking about their real father.
Oh, their real dad?
Their biological father.
Oh, no, that guy sucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like their adoptive father.
No, he's okay. He's good.
Yeah.
He just comes off very cold, right? But he's a good guy. But like their biological father is a piece of crap.
Yeah, the biological father for the Kawamoto sisters in March Comes In Like a Lion, who is in the manga, not in the anime, but he's a real...
You manga elitist.
He's a real piece of work as well. Similar kind of guy. Just
I think it's very common to have like the not
deadbeat
great dad who in an anime, just because like I think that's just a very common trope in Japan. We're not Japanese, so we'll never know.
It's an easy trope because like
you don't have to write the character then, right?
You don't have to write the character. He's just and it's like good motivation. It's like, these characters are so hard done by.
Oh, good dad too is he starts off as kind of a bad dad, but he turns into a good dad. Is Tamaki's dad from Ouran High School Host Club? I've read the manga for it, and he's a pretty good dude too.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got to read the manga. I've only watched the anime.
I wish they would readapt it because it goes quite a bit further beyond the anime original ending there.
Jay, looks like you're deep in thought. Do you have another answer, or should we move on?
There was one that I had in mind. Endeavor from My Hero Academia. Bad dad.
As the good or bad dad?
Bad dad.
I was going to say, yeah.
Okay, we have a second mailbag question, and this is a regular mailbag question from Devin. And he wants to know he says, and quote, Do you guys watch or have you ever watched any Japanese live action shows? Tokusatsu or otherwise. That's a tough word for me.
I think that just means like Power Rangers.
I know what it means.
Okay. Yeah.
I know what it means, Mike.
Okay. I'm not reading it, so I don't know what the word is.
I've watched an embarrassing amount of Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, etc. Am I alone here? The only live action Japanese stuff I've watched is like some Godzilla movies, I think.
I'm trying to think here.
I wanted to watch the live action Erased. That's on Amazon.
Netflix? Isn't it on Netflix?
It was on Amazon. Maybe it's on Netflix now, but
doesn't matter when it's on, but yeah.
And then there was one episode of Pop Team Epic that was just a live action show. Like it was basically like a ripoff of that Sentai vibe.
That dang show, says Michael.
Yeah, our thoughts on the podcast, we've given them before. Jay's little silly show that he watches there. I think it's silly. I have only watched a few live action animes. I watched
live action animes.
Yes.
Live action shows from Japan.
Oh, just from Japan. Oh no, I haven't watched any then.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Not live action anime. Sorry, I thought you were answering the question by saying that like all shows from Japan are anime, whether they're live action or not.
Oh, sure. Yeah, why not?
Did you guys see that there's a new Japanese Godzilla movie that's coming out soon?
No, that's hype though, because Shin Godzilla was awesome.
There you go.
Answer.
Shin Godzilla. Yeah. Quick talk while I look up the name of the movie.
Shin Godzilla, if you're at least even interested in Godzilla or like horror movies at all, it's such a great movie because it's by I think Hideaki Anno, the guy who did Evangelion. So it's like directed very well, and it has like by far the scariest, creepiest, and like most realistic Godzilla. It's cool.
Godzilla's
cool
like
movie.
eerie. Yeah. Jay, have you seen it?
The only Godzilla I've seen is the 2014 Godzilla.
Oh, the American one?
Those are fun too.
The American one. And like I haven't even seen like I think there was a sequel to it, or like Godzilla versus Kong.
There's several sequels.
Yeah. But like I mean like a direct sequel to that specific one.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. I haven't seen that one.
There's also Godzilla versus Kong, and I think there's another one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I haven't seen any in past the 2014 one.
Okay.
It was it was all right.
Kind of as a tangent to this, I've watched a couple Korean things.
Okay.
And I feel like that's at least close enough to this that I could bring it up. Parasite is an amazing movie, and Squid Game was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I do want to watch on the note of Korean live action. I want to see the live action adaptation of Lookism.
Okay, yeah.
The new Godzilla movie is going to be called Godzilla -1, and it's looks pretty good.
The title sounds pretentious. It'll probably be pretty good.
It's basically the concept of it is what if Godzilla attacked like right at the end of World War II, where Japan is already in ruins, and then like Godzilla
sounds terrible.
comes and
it's like worst possible timing.
Yeah, -1. If you're at 0, what's worse than 0? -1. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, so it's an interesting concept. And the Japanese know how to make good Godzilla movies because they do it properly.
They also started making Godzilla movies. So
that's their thing. Let's nominate our last set of siblings, and then we will have them all compete against each other after the break.
Should we reveal what they're going to be doing right now, or do you want to reveal it after the break?
Let's reveal the siblings first, and then Mike, I will get you to reveal what it is that they'll be doing.
Okay.
Before the break. So, Jay, why don't you kick us off by nominating your last set of siblings?
Come back to me.
Okay, Mike, why don't you kick it off?
Hold on a second. While me and Cole were scrambling trying to find siblings before the episode, what were you doing, Jay?
Other stuff.
What the heck? This is BS. My siblings.
We will have a discussion about this off air.
We will thrash you. My siblings, I've continued my theme of incestuous siblings.
Very good.
I have selected 2 boys.
Okay.
They're twins. twins, Basil, and they both have
the Austin Powers reference. Thank you, Michael.
such an old guy reference. Now I like it. Ouran High School host clubs Kaoru and Hikaru are my nominations for siblings in this tournament.
Okay. Interesting. Yes. My siblings are a set of siblings, spoilers, I guess, but not really. If you're into this series, I think you know that they're siblings, but people often forget that they are because they're adoptive siblings. And I'm going with Shiro Emiya and Ilya von Einsberg.
Oh, yeah, they are siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Who's von Einsberg? It's been a long time here.
She's got. She's the one that controls Berserker in UBW.
She's like the little one.
I'm Googling.
She's the little one.
She's the little one with like the
white hair.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, Jay. We've stalled for long enough. Now you have to tell us after minutes,
after
hours of research,
after seconds of research.
While you sat there and watched me and Cole to say, "Oh crap, we need to come up with siblings."
Yeah, I mean, you know what? We're going to go with a set of siblings that I'm surprised Mike hasn't come up with yet.
Oh.
We're going to do Seto Kaiba and Mokuba.
Oh, that's a nice one. Mokuba!
That's good.
They never even crossed my mind. That's some top tier choice there, Jay.
That's peak siblings.
Do you forgive me for taking too much time now?
Yeah, you picked by far the memeiest of all of our siblings. I like it.
Okay, Mike, what are our siblings competing over this time?
Listen to me. I feel like the Seto Kaiba and Mokuba is probably Seto Kaiba's carrying Jay in this tournament now. The tournament they will be doing is we're gonna do a little bit of a twist on our tournament format here. The first siblings that we draw will be hosting a family and friends barbecue for all of their friends. So like 10 to 20 people. They got to cook, they got to entertain, they got to make sure their guests are well watered and that they're comfortable and enjoying themselves. And then the second set of siblings that we have are going to be attending the barbecue, but trying to ruin it. But they can't let anyone know that they're trying to ruin this barbecue.
Yeah,
it has to be like under the radar stuff. Yeah.
Secretly sabotaging the barbecue.
Yeah.
So they can't just like go and flip tables. They've got
they can't just go and like poison the burgers or something unless like
they can't poison the water supply.
They can secretly poison the burgers, but they can't like go in and start like, for example, I've got Rem and Ram. They can't just start swinging around their Rem can't start swinging around her mace thing. Yeah. They got to be sneaky about it.
Yeah. They got to pretend, like, if anyone asked, who ruined this barbecue or how did this barbecue get ruined?
They need plausible deniability.
Yeah. Well, no one would put the finger at them.
Or even people wouldn't even realize that someone tried to sabotage it. They just think that the
barbecue
sucked.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, we all have food poisoning. Because Seto Kaiba doesn't know how to cook burgers.
But the thing is, with food poisoning, it's not very fun because you won't know. Well, first of all, food poisoning is not very fun.
No, it's not.
And second of all, you wouldn't actually notice you had food poisoning until like the day after.
Yeah.
But you, hey, if you were hosting a barbecue and I got food poisoning the next day, I'd let you know.
Good. Yeah, I'm sure you would.
I would.
I'm sure you would.
I would tell you during this break.
I want to be after Jay for once.
Welcome back to the Anime Protagonist Podcast. You like barbecues. I like barbecues. Jay, how do you feel about barbecues?
I like barbecues.
Michael?
Barbecue is just a universally great thing. And having, like, going over for a barbecue, sure, the food might not ever be, like, the best food you're ever going to eat. But there's something about, like, a nice, like, barbecue with friends that just, it doesn't matter. You could serve literally, like, just grocery store frozen hamburgers and hot dogs, and it's gonna hit. It's gonna be good.
A yes would have sufficed for your answer. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, well, we're paid by the second we talk, so
We're paid by the word.
we're paid by the word.
We're paid by the word.
Let me have a
That's
nice
why-
sip from my coffee. This one's
That's
for
why
you.
we have a script, so we can milk out as many words as we possibly can.
Oh, I'll be milking the words. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's.
Did you hear me talk about Jujutsu Kaisen last week? Like, for real.
I didn't.
For real, for real.
I didn't listen back to that episode.
Whoa!
Did you?
Way to reveal yourself. Yeah, I watched it on the YouTube premiere. I think I might start premiering the episodes actually on YouTube when they come out.
Oh, you're gonna
Okay.
do them again?
Yes.
premieres?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out. We'll see what happens.
I think we'll talk about that off air.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm choking to death.
Should have had an ice cream bar in the break.
I should have had an ice cream bar. Michael had a delicious. What would you call that? Like a Revel bar?
I would call it a Traditions brand Neapolitan ice cream bar.
Jay, what would you call it?
I would call it ice cream.
Good, yeah. Nice.
Which is better, a fudgicle or like a Revel bar, like what you had?
What did mine was Neapolitan ice cream, so it had all three flavors in there.
Oh,
Is
did
a
it?
Rebel
I said
bar?
I only saw the vanilla.
It was very strawberry. I didn't taste very much chocolate. I think it was
Okay.
vanilla and strawberry mostly.
Okay,
Oh, the
what's-
chocolate was the coating. The
Yeah.
chocolate was the coating.
Oh,
there you go.
Duh. Okay, well,
Duh.
which would you prefer? A Revel, where it's just vanilla ice cream, or the fudgicle, solid chocolate?
For
I
me,
feel like- oh.
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
See, I have a hot take here, and I've said this before. I think in our Discord, join the Discord, link in the description. I'm not a huge fan of cold chocolate, so chocolate ice cream is kind of a no-go for me. It's fine, but it's not what I like yearn for. So then right away, you're taking out a fudgicle from the equation for me. Jay,
I thought you were
what do
going to say
yearn
that's
for?
what I urinate.
What?
That's why I was laughing. I was like, what are you saying?
Well, the phrase "yearn for" that's funny enough as it is.
Yeah.
It's not what I yearn for.
Yearning is funny. Yeah.
Yeah, urinating also funny.
Also
Yeah.
funny. Yep.
Also funny.
Jay, what would you
so
prefer?
I feel like Cole and I can unite on this. But for me, and this is my kid brain talking, when I first had a Revel, I hated it because I wanted to bite into the chocolate and then I'd bite into the cold ice cream and my teeth would be very, very disturbed. With a Revel or with a fudgicle, I know that I'm eating ice cream, so I eat it like a normal popsicle.
Yeah, you just lick it. Yeah.
Yeah, which is so much better on my very, very sensitive teeth.
I 100% agree with you. The downside
Go to the
a fudgicle-
dentist, you fools.
No, what are they going
Go
to do?
to
They're
the
just going to tell
dentist.
me I have sensitive teeth.
Yeah.
There's
Mike,
nothing
I've
you can
never
do
had a
about
cavity
it.
in my life.
You can't
Because you haven't been
can't
to the dentist.
I go to the dentist every year.
Okay.
I'm sure Jay knows many dentists.
Jay
No,
goes to his dentist, and the
my
dentist just
dentist-
has like the thickest glasses known to man. He's like, I don't see any cavities in here.
I don't see anything.
My
Mr.
dentist
Magoo is
actually-
your dentist.
Well, I mean, okay, my dentist actually fled the country last year because he was he had a hit put out on him by someone that he cheated with his wife on.
Oh
is
my god.
Is this real? I have
is
no
like-
idea
this
what's
is
real or
legit.
fake
This is
anymore.
legit.
Okay.
This is
That's
absolutely
crazy.
legit. And like I heard about this and I was like, what? It's the wildest story and it's absolutely true.
Well, don't
Mike-
invite him to our cookout.
Yeah, Mike, by the way, no, before we move on from this, that is such an ableist stance to take. Go to the dentist, they'll fix your sensitive teeth. Michael,
Yeah.
I am offended. They can't fix your sensitive teeth.
Sure they
They
can.
just tell you to brush your teeth with Sensodyne or something.
No, you can get you can get toothpaste that rebuild your enamel and they stop it from being sensitive.
Sensodyne.
That's Sensodyne.
No. Sensodyne just like numbs your teeth. There's
And
like
it's not
toothpaste.
it's not a lack of enamel that causes sensitive teeth.
Sure it is.
It's just
Well,
a
it
thing
could.
that some people have,
It could, but some people just have sensitive teeth, and that's just how it
like
is.
me.
Yeah.
And I
find-
also have a sensitive heart.
Yeah, we've noticed as you get very offended because I say you have sensitive teeth and go get them fixed.
Stop talking about it. I'm offended. 4 eyes.
Where do you see these 4 eyes right now? What a
They're just
terrible
really
insult to
small
use.
and sitting right in front of your pupils.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you're
Stop trying to blend in like the rest of us, Michael. We all know.
you all know I'm blind. I'm actually very blind for the listeners. I'm incredibly blind.
Mike, how many fingers am I holding up?
Just one. It's the middle one. Yeah.
Oh, it was funny the other day when Jay and I were hanging out with Zero's producer son. We were talking about how our inside joke is that we all like flip each other off all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he said he doesn't watch the YouTube videos, so he's missing out on it. But
he does. Here's the weird part: he does watch them, but he doesn't view them. Yeah. So he listens on YouTube.
He listens to them on his bike when he's heading to work.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes.
However you're listening to us, we appreciate it. And we'd appreciate it more if you hit that thumbs up button and hit the bell so that you know whenever a new episode of the Anime Protagonist podcast gets uploaded.
And leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. We're actually running low. We need more. Give us more.
Yeah, we need more.
Yes.
Satiate our hunger.
That's how we eat. Mike just left.
See you later, Michael.
Okay, bye, Mike.
Well, that's okay, because it gives me a minute here to explain what we're doing here. So we did mention before the break that we our siblings here, they're all competing against one another in a very unique competition. One set of siblings will be hosting a delicious, fun barbecue with their friends and family, and the other set of siblings will secretly be trying to sabotage said barbecue. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys would like to add? And a little hiccup here? Because if you say it now, we can't take it back because this is live now.
Yeah, we're live, baby.
We're live. Coming at you straight from the confines of our home.
I've looked up a Revolo bar. You weren't saying the O at the end. There's an O at the end of it.
Oh, okay.
And it's basically what I just ate, except mine had strawberry ice cream inside as well. Yeah.
It's just
I thought it was like a fudgicle is not ideal.
Yeah, fudgicle is just straight up. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. The bad thing about fudgicles, messy treat.
How are you eating your fudgicle?
Yeah, how are you eating a
fudgicle? They melt, and then when you rub them all over your face, when you rub the
rub
fudgicle all over your face,
like a little
then
kid.
You've got chocolate fudgicle on your forehead.
Yeah,
like it's
fudge
crazy.
all over your face. You fudged up.
Yeah, you done fudged up. Okay, that's enough. Let's spin the wheel.
Yep.
The first set of hosts will be Miku and Yotsuba Nakano from the show The Quintessential Quintuplets, as nominated by our good friend Jay Gardian. Jay Gardian, ladies and gentlemen.
It's me.
Jay.
I'm Jay.
It's Jay. That's Jay.
How are they hosting their barbecue?
And the people who will be trying to ruin their nice barbecue will be Ed and Alphonse Elric.
Ooh, I nominated them.
That is Michael's nomination. So, first of all, Jay, what are the Nakano siblings serving?
So there's I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be serving because knowing them, they probably wouldn't have a set menu until like the day before or like the day of.
I will say that you probably picked the two worst
yes,
quints for this competition.
Honestly, when
if you went with
did
Nino
that,
and I don't know, any other one.
Well, Nino and Miku both run that
Yeah.
cafe, so like
Miku's
I got
good.
half of them right.
Yotsuba's just the worst one by far in every way.
Well, here's the way I see it. I think Miku would like be the one kind of making the food, and then Yotsuba would just be the helper because like she's really
she's
good.
athletic.
She's really good at helping out.
And you know what? She is the Genki girl, so you know what? While Miku is good at like the actual preparing of dishes and stuff, I bet you Yotsuba's good at like, do you need anything? Or like, can I get you any more drinks? Or you need a nice soda pop?
I take it back.
Actually,
I take it back.
You know what, Jay? I'm sorry. We affronted you for no reason.
Yeah, this is truly... And I think for this, Mike and I should just leave the podcast. And Jay,
yes, goodbye, Jay.
Take it away.
Who? Me? Oh. Yeah, and you know they're quintuplets, so like they know each other very well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're
like, all siblings.
They're all siblings, but the thing is that like sometimes your sibling, it does like you don't really get your sibling as well because like of that age difference or whatever.
Yeah.
But like these two are quintuplets. They've been in the same class. They've done the same work.
I think you could make an argument that of all these siblings here, they probably know each other the least because they have 3 other siblings to compete with.
Interesting. No, I like the team that Jay's put together
no, it's
here.
Good. It's a good matchup.
Miku is doing the hard work. Yotsuba's doing the social work.
Yeah,
it's very good. Now let's move on to the B team here in this competition. Ed and Alphonse Elric, the saboteurs. How are they going to sabotage? Because right off the bat, Alphonse is a giant guy. Well, no, a giant suit of armor.
Yeah. So everything
not very inconspicuous.
Everything that Miku prepares for Alphonse, he'll just sadly say, "Oh, I can't eat this."
Okay, so he's just gonna bring the mood down.
And then he's gonna bring the mood down. Okay. And then listen, you have a little rascally rascal known as Edward Elric, and he's for sure just goofing around and like messing with their plans. Maybe he's like unhooking the propane in the barbecue. Maybe he'll like, oh, I'll go get the treats from inside, and he just like trips down the stairs, and people are like, oh, that's just Ed. He's a silly goose, you know.
Okay.
I don't really know what they're gonna do to sabotage the barbecue, to be honest with you, other than those few things. Do you guys have any ideas?
What if we? You know what? I'm putting a kibosh on this. I'm calling an audible. It's us, the 3 of us. We are standing on a street, and one house has a barbecue that's being hosted by Miku and Yotsuba.
Okay.
And the other house has a barbecue that's being hosted by Ed and Alphonse Elric.
Yes, I think we're seeing that this is probably the easier way to go.
This is probably the easier way to do it. Okay, so no longer will they be sabotaging. I mean, I guess they could be trying to sabotage the other barbecue.
They could. You know what? They're across the street. There's nothing stopping them.
Yeah. They want us to go to their barbecue.
Yeah.
So so straight up, like, what are Ed and Alphonse doing? What are they serving?
What are they serving? I think they're pretty standard stuff. This is going to be more like, whereas when you go to the like Miku and Yotsuba barbecue, you're probably getting like some very like fanciness, you know what I mean? Like you're getting like cream puffs and like Rice Krispie squares, like super fancy little treats and sweets.
Yes.
You know, like Cheerios on a stick with marshmallows, super fancy.
Yeah.
Cookies. You don't want
Revelo bars.
Listen, yeah, Revelo bars. That feels weird to say. But listen, you're at a barbecue. You want some grilled meat at the barbecue, at the cookout.
Yeah, that's true.
And listen, who better to barbecue up some grilled meats than Alphonse Elric? He's a giant suit of armor. He's immune to heat. All he's got to do, he could literally grill these things on his own body if he wanted to, and no problem. So he's standing at the grill, he's grilling, he's got hot dogs, burgers, maybe some like chicken wings on there too. I feel like that's pretty standard cookout stuff, yeah.
So
whereas
here's the thing that bothers me. I'm going to that barbecue with the suit of armor, and I go, "That's a nice suit of armor." And then I look at the suit of armor, and I see there's no one inside, and I'm scared.
I think that's cool.
Oh, and I'm scared.
I think that's radical, dude.
Here's my thing against Alphonse preparing the food. As the certified food preparer here in this competition.
Yes.
How does he taste the food to know that it tastes good? He's incapable of tasting.
Oh no.
Taste testing the food.
Oh, I didn't even think of that part of this whole strategy.
And by him being the cook, does that mean that Ed is the host?
Oh no, I've messed this up entirely. They've got backwards jobs. You're correct.
Here's the thing that I'm worried about. What happens if someone accidentally or on purpose calls Ed short?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
All Yotsuba's got to do is call him short, and then the barbecue's ruined.
Yeah.
He's gonna be grumpy, I can even see him freaking out because like maybe he even if he was on the barbecue, he like maybe burns the burgers a little bit. and he gets like all upset and throws like a temper tantrum. Yeah,
He's a bit
you
of a
know what?
hothead. Yeah.
I could see like Yotsuba come over with like a plate of what they've got just like as a peace offering, and then like she meets Ed and she goes, "Whoa, you're so short," just like off the top of her head.
Yeah, because she's an idiot.
Yeah.
I love Yotsuba.
I think you've brought up some great points there, and for that reason, I will withdraw Ed and Alphonse out of this tournament. No,
they're
I'm
out.
kidding. No, you guys go ahead. I know what you're voting, so vote.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go for the cream puffs and the pastries and whatnot.
Waifus.
Listen. No. I mean, yes, but listen, the meat thing, very tempting, tempting. But on the other hand, we got cream puffs. We got two cute girls hosting,
and they're known for cooking too. I feel like that's just the better. Yeah.
Alphonse
And they've got the
Ed's freaking out because somebody called him short. You're like walking up and you just hear him yelling at somebody. You're like, nah, I'm going.
You got a giant empty suit of armor that like.
That part doesn't bother me.
No, that part doesn't bother me so much.
That's more entertaining than anything. He opens it up and there's a cat inside and you're like, what? That's cool. And then
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Miku and Yotsuba.
I will be forced to agree. Yes.
Okay. Well, Ed and Alphonse, you guys prepared a lot of meat. Meat my boot ate. As we kick you out. I had a good pun. Nobody heard it.
Oh.
Next up is my nomination, the final one from just today. Shiro Emiya and Ilya von Einsberg from the Fate universe, and they will be competing against Aqua and Ruby, Jay's nominees. So allow me to begin by saying Shiro Emiya is obviously going to be doing the cooking. That guy knows how to cook.
Yeah.
He's handling the cookie. He is handling the cookie. Ilya, you know, she's like from a well-off family, a very aristocratic family. I feel like that's
an important part of this too. Is like, what are they bringing? And I'm thinking they're bringing they're well off. They're bringing some like Wagyu burgers or something crazy.
Yeah, and I feel like she'd be a good host. She'd be good at like making sure everybody is happy and all of that. And yeah, Emiya he's got a cooking show, for God's sakes, guys. He's preparing some nice burgers. He's preparing some nice karaage chicken.
Every time we talk about Fate, I'm like reminded that I completely forget all of Fate, and I have no idea anything about Fate anymore.
Well, I mean, you know Shiro. You know,
I know who he is. But it's been so long, and it just it's one of those ones where you like binge it and you don't remember any of it.
Yeah. Not me though. I remember everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Cole remembers everything. He like 1,000-yard stare into the void.
Yeah.
As the Matrix flies by.
Yes. I got a good feeling about Shiro and Ilya. Now, Jay, why don't you tell us about your incestuous siblings?
Absolutely. So, I think that, you know, the biggest downfall for these two is I don't know where I would put Ruby, because like I think Aqua could either be cook or host, and he would have like that good charisma, or like he would be a decent cook on the grill. Ruby is a bit more ditzy, so like while she might have that like charisma greeting people, she might like be bringing people food and trip over her own foot.
Yeah, but she's not that bad.
Is it charmingly ditzy?
It's charming. She's way more charming than Aqua. Aqua's like Ayanokoji, like stone face and like grumpy. For sure, you want Ruby on the. He can
be charming though, because he is an actor.
Yes. So like his whole acting thing is like being kind of cold and like uninviting though. From what I've seen, I've only seen the one season of the anime, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing though, like you're saying Aqua could be either one.
Yeah.
And Ruby definitely couldn't cook. So I think that kind of
Yeah.
specifies where you're putting them.
I think Aqua's the behind the scenes guy, and then Ruby's like your front man in this one. It's kind of a little bit different than the other arrangements we have, where like they're kind of like splitting it. I think probably this one, Aqua planned the whole thing, and Ruby just basically has to just like not mess it up.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much how it's going. And I think their food would be very classic, just like burgers, dogs, that kind of thing.
I think that's going to be like most of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd like to know like what are they bringing different, you know? Because Shiro's good at like that Japanese food, so he's probably going to have some like.
Maybe they're having instead of like burgers and stuff, yakitori and stuff.
Yakitori, karaage chicken. You know, I do like Japanese food. Aqua and Ruby, yeah, okay. So they're bringing the standard fare.
I don't know what they do different in like a barbecue situation. Whereas I feel like the Emiyas, you kind of have a little more flair to them.
Yeah.
Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. Because like I said at the beginning of this, like sometimes it's good just having just like the simple burger and a slice of American cheese on it.
That's kind of where I'm a little bit torn. Because like, I don't know if people want to come to a barbecue and be expecting like this, all these extravagant foods and all that. Maybe they just want like a hearty burger, maybe some potato chips.
I will say though, I was biking through the park earlier today, and there was some kind of like person was grilling up essentially yakitori, but I think it was like a Filipino version of it. And my God, did it smell good! I wanted to go over there so bad. So that just alone is kind of teasing me towards the side of the Emiya family a little bit here.
Well, here's the thing. To be honest, I'm thinking from the point of view of the three of us. You know, we're chilling, we're hanging out at this barbecue.
Just three bros hanging out.
Just three bros hanging out at the barbecue. Which one would I rather be at with my bros? And to be honest, I think I'd rather go to just the bare bones, straight up. You know, no pretenses. It's just.
I do think we would get a show at the Hoshino families because
I don't want a show. No, never mind.
That is the thing. We probably would get a show.
You know what? Ruby's for sure singing.
She's probably Bikomachi's
there's gonna be a
putting on
dance.
something.
There's probably a little dance. Yeah,
I'm going Emiya. No, I don't want a show. No,
I don't want a show.
That's no.
Just let me sit there. Let me sit there and talk to my friends.
Yeah, I'm not here for a show. As like the lights all turn down and like
Cole gets up and leaves.
Yeah, I'm like, nope. I'll
Walks
be over
right
there
across the stage. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, my vote's Emiya. That's a deal breaker for me. I'm sorry, Jay.
I feel like the show is not actually going to happen. If that's actually, you're just kind of memeing it up, to be honest, Cole. I don't actually think they would do a show for you.
Well, I mean, it's Jay's nominees.
Well, I think they might. Like, if they want to promote Bikomachi, there might be one.
But this is like a family and friends barbecue, so they're not really promoting to themselves, right?
I guess if it's just family and friends,
they might just. I bet you they'd be singing at least. I don't know if they do like a full on like, okay, guys, here, get ready for the show, and then some guy puts on his Bluetooth speaker, and then they all start dancing. I don't know. Let's just vote.
You guys vote. I'm
very torn on this one.
I'm torn too, and I think that in my brain of hearts, I'm going to. I hear Nug Deep talking in your background. He's so loud.
He's very loud.
He's so loud. I'm gonna go with the Emiya one just because I like things that are different and I like new experiences, and I feel like theirs will be more different and interesting than the Bikomachi show would be. And I think it's maybe just, I kind of don't really want to go to either of these barbecues in particular. And it's just the one I choose. Yeah. So Jay, who would you go to?
Well, I'm an introvert, so I know I wouldn't go to either barbecue. Let's be real. But if I had to choose one,
it's a 50-50 shot when you invite Jay to something, he goes.
Yeah, we're there with you, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
We're dragging you there.
Yeah,
well,
you don't have a choice.
Well, if I don't have a choice, then I'm going to Emiya's, I guess.
Okay, there you go. So you're not even going to the Hoshino barbecue.
Well, no, because you guys are dragging me there, and you both chose Emiya, so I'd be alone.
Jay, that's not the point of this exercise. Yeah.
Look, if they're putting on a show, I don't know if I'd want to see an idol concert
At the barbecue.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
But if they're not, I'd probably prefer the rustic, like, classic hamburger vibe. That
they're
place
your
is
contestants, so you decide if they're putting on a show.
in my heart of hearts, I feel like they would be.
Okay.
So
So then there's your answer.
I'd probably have to say Emiya.
Okay.
Well, I've got to go based off of what Jay said, and if they're putting on a show, I'm no showing to this.
That ain't it.
That ain't it, Chief. Shiro Emiya is serving up some delicious food. Yeah. Spin the wheel here, and we've got the Nijika sisters from Sayaka and Nijika from Bocchi the Rock.
Nominated by
the
you,
drummer.
Cole.
That was
Nominated by you,
me. Yeah. And they will be competing against my other nomination, Karin and Koyomi Araragi. Who I nominated before we knew what their competition would be. Okay. The Bocchi the Rock sisters, they are just serving up some classic normal food, normal fare, burgers, hot dogs.
Super normal.
Yeah, we got the older sister, she's going to be doing the cooking, and the younger sister is a bit of a Genki girl, so she'll be hosting. The Araragis, not a very good nomination from me. Yeah.
No, yeah. I feel like at the Nijika barbecue there, or the Ichichi, the blonde drummer girl. Yeah. Her family barbecue that you're going to. I feel like the main food there is probably going to be like, you're going to have chips and you're going to have beer is probably what's going to be at this barbecue. If I had to guess.
I like chips and
beer. I
beer.
like those two things, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I have no idea what a vampire and his sister serve you.
Yeah.
Would Bocchi's band put on a show there?
I'm fine with that.
That I'm okay with.
I'm fine with a band playing, and maybe I'm biased. It's the idol show where I'm like,
no. I'm just unrelated to the previous one. I'm just asking, like, would that be happening at this barbecue?
No, I don't think so. I think they're able to kind of separate their lives enough.
Yeah, that's what I would say too.
Where this is a social event, so they're just having fun.
I think it'd be more in the vein of like when, Cole, like when you, me, your brother, and Nug Deep hang out, we're all like kind of musical people, and we'll like play a song on Spotify for each other. That's probably more the vibe.
And I like that.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like doing that.
That's usually what like musicians will do, right? Is they'll just like, check out this cool song, and then you'll all kind of listen to it.
Yeah. Whereas the Araragis, I don't know, they're brushing each other's teeth. I don't know.
I think it was just the first one your brain came up with, and you were like,
yeah, I really got to go talk to somebody about this one.
I think the Araragi one would probably have like a more family oriented, like down to earth deal.
Family oriented.
Because like it doesn't seem
very family oriented.
Yeah.
Like it just
just
seems
a loving
more
family.
It seems simpler than the other one.
Free toothbrushes to everyone who attends.
It's a toothbrush party.
No, that was a very specific scenario.
Everybody throws their toothbrush into a bowl.
I don't think Araragi would go around brushing everyone's teeth, just his sister's teeth.
Maybe if he does, I'll come to the barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he using Sensodyne?
It depends if he's using Sensodyne. Way to bring it back.
I don't know.
I'm going to be honest.
Stop talking about it.
I'm going to be honest. I don't really want to go to a barbecue where people are just always talking about music.
Okay.
Well, that's fair.
It's fair.
The problem is I really don't know how the Araragi barbecue would go. I don't know who's doing what.
There's nothing there to tell you like what they would be like for in the barbecue place, right?
I feel like Koyomi, like Aragi, could cook. I feel like he could. Karin, I don't know. She's like a hothead. I don't know what she can do other than like backflips and kicking people.
I think we probably just vote and move on because I think we've all decided they'd be poor hosts. But Jay might hate the musicians more than. I just
don't like the vibe of like always talking about music.
I don't think they're going to be like, you're not going to always talk about music. Yeah, right?
But I just.
No, I think that's how it like, as you sit around and it's starting to get dark, then that happens.
The tunes come on.
Yeah,
the music selection will just be better, is all it is.
Yeah.
I'm going
we're running real long, so
I'm going with Bochi sisters.
I'm going to go with the Bochi sisters as well, just because I don't know what the hell the vampire is going to do. He might suck my blood. I don't want that.
He doesn't suck blood.
Not really. I'm going to be honest, because I'm intrigued in the unknown.
Into the unknown.
I'm going to go check out the Araragi barbecue. See what's going on over there.
Okay.
Enjoy the monologuing.
We'll be hanging out over there. You come.
You'll hear the music from across the street. Yeah.
Just let us know when you're ready to go. We'll come get you.
We'll pick you up. Yeah.
I can find my own way home. It's okay.
Next is going to be who is this even from? Kaoru and Hikaru?
They are my nominations from Oren High School Host Club, the twins who are part of the host club.
Yes. Okay, well that makes it easy for just saying who's doing what, because they're both just, it doesn't matter. They're interchangeable.
It doesn't matter. They're two of the same character, essentially.
Whoops, I accidentally got rid of them. I'll add them back in. Let me spin the wheel here. And next up is Kirito and Sugaha from SAO. Who's
also my nominations.
Mike, you got double duty this time.
I'll lead off with the Oren High School boys. I think that they would be a fantastic choice for this barbecue. And listen, they are incredibly wealthy. So you're eating some top class barbecue. They're not even barbecuing themselves. They're both on host duty. They're just kind of hanging out and making sure there's like games. Everyone has like a fun, like there's lots of like cool games to play. Like you're playing cornhole, you're playing lawn darts, all that good stuff. The good lawn darts, the ones that can impale your skull.
Yeah.
And listen, they're all like, this is all put on. Like this is in a giant backyard. There's like there's a maze in their yard. There's like a pool. Everything's there. It's awesome.
There's an ice sculpture.
Yeah, probably. An ice sculpture in the middle of summer. Are you kidding me? That's great.
In this heat?
Yeah, exactly. In this economy?
How are they maintaining it?
Yeah, that's wild. They have a chef cooking who's in like a full outdoor kitchen. They've got like this is basically like an event you're at. You're like a sweet event. But the only downside I could see here is there's a lot of swanky folk about. But the Kaoru and Hikaru, they seem pretty down to earth. I think they're going to have a fun time with you either way. They might play a little pranks, but who knows? We'll see. Whereas on the other hand, I got Kirito and his sister Sugaha, which I mostly nominated because I was trying to scramble and think of an incestuous sibling under peer pressure of my co-hosts here.
Yeah, it must be done.
Yeah. I think they're probably more in line with like the traditional Japanese, probably more like they have like a charcoal grill. You're sitting around a table. They got the yakitori. They got some Sapporo beer, some sake. They're kind of a little more low key. It's a little more chill and fun. They're probably also all they're talking about is video games the entire time. Kind of like Jay.
Hold on. I just thought of a funny alternative to this.
Gun Gale alternative?
So all of their friends play the same game as them, right? So they're not hosting this barbecue in real life. They're hosting this barbecue in their VR MMO game.
You know what? They probably would too.
Yeah, that's cringe.
Oh,
I was honestly starting to side with Kirito and Sugaha, but yeah, now if they're hosting in-game,
no, you're right, Jay. This is an in-game meetup.
This is an in-game event.
Yeah,
it's not even like a LAN. It's not even like a LAN party type vibe either. It's like They're just literally at their own houses and they're gathered around eating like roasted hams in Sword Art Online.
Well, like they're like in the VR world, eating virtual food, not actually consuming it.
That's 100% what would happen. Dang it!
I really like the idea of like, you know, it being a bit more low key. And when Mike said they've got like Sapporo and sake, I'm thinking, oh, and then the other place, but they probably got like wine and
the other place
stuff.
would have anything you could possibly want.
Yeah, and like I like
they have
wine.
like a bartender, for goodness sake.
Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea of it being low key, but then when Jay said what he said, it just dragged me down back to earth and made me realize, no, I'd rather go. I'd rather.
And even if you did go to that one too, you're for sure dealing with a lot more like. Everyone's like that awkward confrontational nerd in real life. You know what I mean? Where like they don't want to talk to you. They just want to like play their phone game the whole time. Yeah. I think the vibes would be off, to be fair. Unless you guys can think of a better argument for
here's
the
my thing.
siblings.
I think the argument or like the choice is between a lot of introverted nerds and a lot of like high society, high class intimidation, because it might be a bit intimidating to go like to a very extravagant,
of course,
like event.
True.
Because like you might think like I gotta be on my best behavior. I gotta like I could this might be a good opportunity to network, and if I want to network, then like I gotta dress a certain way. I gotta be a certain way. I gotta like think about how I'm eating, what I'm eating, and all that. Whereas at the other one, you're just thinking head empty, no thoughts. I can do whatever I want. No one's gonna judge me.
But on the other hand, I'm eating real food at one.
Yes.
And virtual food at the other.
Yes. Which I mean, sometimes
it's ultimately what do you want more? Do you want like high quality good stuff and like iffy company, or do you want like decent company and not real stuff?
See, I don't even know if I agree with that. I think that the swanky folk would probably be more entertaining company, in my opinion. Because they've got like stories to tell. They might be a little pompous, but like I think there's probably more interesting stories to be told than just people talking about a video game.
And I guess like, again, in this hypothetical scenario, the three of us are together. So it's not quite so like I'm not just standing there like, what am I doing? The three of us are standing there thinking, what are we doing?
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking, I'm going for another crab cake is what I'm thinking. Because I'm going to
crab cake
the Hikaru and Kaoru barbecue for sure.
Okay.
Easily.
Jay, where are you going?
I'm very torn here.
Yeah,
because
these are tough. These are tough.
Yeah, like it's not even like which one is better. It's honestly which one is worse for me.
Jay just doesn't want to do anything ever is the answer to all of these.
Yeah.
But you must pick.
I feel like I'd probably enjoy the food. Like, I don't need to talk to people. I can probably just enjoy the food at the more extravagant thing.
The thing with the more extravagant one, too, is like you can blend in better because like there's going to be things to take the attention off of you.
Yeah.
Is what I would say.
Whereas the Kirito one, like it's a group of friends and then we're basically just crashing it.
Yeah, you're like those weird people who aren't in the group and like don't really fit in, and they're definitely, listen, when nerds don't know you and they're not really friendly with you, they're not going to talk to you and you're just going to sit there like awkwardly.
Yeah, and then you have like a group of girls falling over one of the guys, and then another guy just sitting there.
Yeah, we'd probably all fall in love with Kirito at that one too, because that's kind of how it works in Sword Art Online.
Yeah, that's true.
Cole?
Yeah.
I'm echoing your guys' thoughts. I agree 100%. Let's go have some fancy food and put up with some rich people. Because we're getting crab cakes and we're getting that good liquor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. At the Kaoru and Hikaru show. Next up, we've got Tanjiro and Nezuko from Demon Slayer. And they will be competing against the barbecue that is being hosted by the Dorito sisters once again from Bocchi the Rock.
Seika
Tanjiro and Nezuko.
Ijichi?
That's right. Yes. Saika and Nijika.
So we've already covered what they're doing, kind of.
We've covered what they're doing, but Jay, Tanjiro, Nezuko, they are first-time hosts. What are they doing?
So first of all, I think Tanjiro would probably be a really good like main host because he had a big family that he took care of.
I feel like he'd have to be because he can also talk.
Yeah.
I feel like the vibes would be really good at this one.
Yeah,
like Tanjiro's such a cinnamon roll.
He is such a cinnamon roll.
Guy.
He's such a nice guy, and like he knows how to take care of people.
There's probably a lot of good company at this one too. Like you probably got all the Hashira there. You probably got Inosuke and everybody there too. Yeah, there's probably some good company at this one.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like that one part. I think it's in Gurenge where like they're all having like that picnic, and Inosuke is chasing Zenitsu around.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like the vibe I'm seeing.
Here's my answer to that though. Is the vibe going to be too much at that barbecue? Is there going to be too much going on? Because we've got a bunch of like very extreme people all gathered in one place. Tanjiro and Nezuko, they're a delight. They're wonderful hosts. Mm-hmm. But it's your company that you keep that's a little much. One guy is screaming, another guy is screaming. There's another guy over there, he's screaming. That guy over there is really quiet. That lady over there, she's screaming. Everybody's screaming. Why is everyone screaming? Stop screaming.
It's a shonen anime. That's the real answer. But I don't know. I feel like you guys are making too much of the I hate people and don't want to be around extroverted people at all. Because I think in like a barbecue setting, they can kind of be like, they go out in the yard and they run around and do their screaming, right? Like you don't necessarily... You're not necessarily like trapped in a room with them. Yeah. So like it brings up the energy of the barbecue if people are a little more extroverted and energetic, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. No.
It's not like you're sitting in a little room with them.
I'm comparing apples to apples here in this case because in Bocchi the Rock, I just much prefer those characters in that show. Like everybody is just cool. You got the drunk cucumber. You got the drunk lady, you got the PA lady, you got the bands from you got the girls from the band.
I'm gonna be
There's
real.
Some cardboard box with pink hair in the corner.
No, you know what's happening? Both me and Bocchi are just like quietly being awkward in the corner, not talking to each other, but we're both just awkward together. Uniting
in awkward lonerisms.
But like we're not conversing with each other. There's no like interaction between us. We're just both
there.
Yeah, no,
there.
There's hanging out. Yeah. It's comfortable in silence. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for that reason, I think I'm going with Ijichi, the Ijichi sisters again. I don't know. I just like that vibe more. It's a bit more chill. It's a bit more my scene. And maybe it's because like I know musicians and stuff, and I kind of like hanging out with them. I will say though, the drunk bass player, the idea of hanging out with her is probably more fun than actually hanging out with her.
Oh yes,
yeah. But I'll go with that because it's a one-time thing, and I'm sure she's very fun. They're very fun to hang out with once.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like I didn't even really get much out of like what the Demon Slayer crew is doing at their barbecue, other than you have Inosuke and probably running around and being a little over the top, and Zenitsu probably just falling over every girl there. But like I don't know what they're grilling. I don't know what's to eat. I don't know what's to drink. I don't know what the tunes are. I don't know anything. So I think I have to go with Bocchi the Rock just because I don't know all that stuff. I don't know what the situation is.
Jay can explain the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I think it's gonna be like classic Japanese food, just from like the vibe I get from Tanjiro. I feel like that's the kind of food that's being made. As for like music, that I'm not too sure about. Like I don't know. I don't know like what kind of music. Maybe Lisa, because Lisa does a lot of Demon Slayer OPs.
You just have just Lisa there? She's at the barbecue?
Yeah, she's
there.
there.
That'd be cool. That would be cool.
Oh, so it's cool if Lisa sings, but not B. Komachi.
No, it's not cool if an idol sings. It's cool if there's a band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of like a sushi and like Japanese barbecue type grill, or maybe like even a hot pot or something like that. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the vibes are just better at the musicians barbecue, the Ijichi barbecue. I think that's where I'm gonna have to come down on this one. Jay, where do you come down from your mothership?
I think I'm gonna go with the more modern one, because the Demon Slayer one's gonna be like a very like traditional Japanese.
There's gonna be a lot of fish to eat there. Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of fish. It's gonna be like the dress code is gonna be wear a kimono. Very like
there's a dress code.
There's a dress code.
There's a dress code everywhere you go. To be fair, it's just whether or not you adhere to social norms.
Nobody will tell you what the dress code is, but someone will always expect you to wear some kind of outfit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The dress code at the other one is pretty chill.
Way chiller. Yeah, sweatpants allowed for sure.
Yeah. Next up, we've got the twins again, Kaoru and Hikaru.
Okay,
they will be competing against. Oh no, not themselves.
No, that can't happen.
No. Oh, they're competing against the other set of twins that we have in this competition.
Oh,
in Rem and Rom.
Well, okay, I know which way you guys are going to vote. So
don't say it. Don't say it.
Well, I know who one of them is, but who's the other one?
He said it.
He said it. Yeah. Do we need to even have this discussion? You guys are going to vote for the waifu maids. So
well, here's the thing.
Well, not necessarily.
Here's the thing. I think both situations are going to be very similar. We're going to have big garden parties. They're both going to be like fancy garden parties.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the hosts, ultimately. We've got a set of twins, high school boy twins, hosting one party. And then we have a set of maids hosting the second party. On the other hand, one is a bit more contemporary in their serving of food and drinks. Rem and Ram, they come from a fantasy world, so it's going to be a lot of like ale and I don't know. I
don't even know, like grilled lizard men or something weird.
Stale, dirty water that's filled with E. coli.
Well, they're in the Roswell family, right? They got at least some money behind them that's like funding this garden party, because these are both garden party. Let's be real.
They're both garden parties. I will say
I know where I'm going.
The company that Rem and Ram keep is probably more interesting to me. Like, you know, you've got people there that are like, I don't know, wizards and whatnot.
Magicians
and
who are also vampires.
Yeah, people who have animal features.
Mm-hmm. So, like, Jay was scared by a suit of armor. You think he's gonna be scared by
a demon,
like a wolf person, or a demon, or all this other stuff that's going on at this one? I don't know.
Jay, are you gonna be scared by that?
I don't know, because I don't know if like. Well, if I see like a moving wolf person, maybe.
Like, I'm thinking like in real life.
A still wolf person?
Well, I mean, if I don't really like know that it's an actual wolf person, then I'm not going to know until I find out that they are a wolf person. And like,
who's the wolf bro who has a crush on Ram? What's his name in second season there? And he has a sister that works at the mansion, Frederica.
Or something?
Garfield, yeah. I'm picturing Garfield just as straight up Michael Jackson in the Thriller music video. That's what he looks like. That's what you walk into at this garden party.
I mean, like, he doesn't, he's normally in like a human-ish form, right? So.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Like, he doesn't do that transformation unless like he really needs to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like I'd just be like, who's this weird guy?
There's a lot more weird people.
Yeah.
This is a weird party you're at for sure.
Yeah.
Like, you're looking around, you're like, am I underdressed? What do I even say at this point?
Am I you just randomly have Subaru in a tracksuit?
Yeah.
Like all these like extravagant like fantasy outfits, and then Subaru in a tracksuit.
Yeah.
So, I will say the hosts for this party are far superior. I like Rem and Ram a lot.
I disagree.
Okay.
is what I'll say.
This was Michael's last episode of this podcast.
Yeah,
I think for me, like the fact that like they're maids, like not even looks wise, but like the fact that they're maids shows like how well they'd be tending to other people.
They're going to tend to you nicely and then also judge you the entire time you're there too.
Well,
they're very
Ram
judgy,
would.
the two of them.
Yeah, Ram would, but I don't know if
Rem's not judgy.
Okay.
Rem's very nice.
you will get a lot of people saying who's Rem though.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going with Kaoru and Hikaru for that reason.
Okay, but for real, you guys are gonna go with Rem and Ram, though.
No, I'm going with
up here.
Kaoru and Hikaru.
Why?
Because I would rather have normal food that I know and normal drinks that I know, and not be surrounded by weird magical creatures.
That's valid. That's actually valid.
I want to at least between the two. I'm going to be uncomfortable at both of them because ultimately they're very swanky garden parties.
I feel like you're saying that, Cole, but you're in your industry that you're involved in. You go to things like this all the time.
Oh no! When I walk in, I'll be uncomfortable. Once the liquid courage starts flowing,
yeah, you know what's going to happen here.
And keep in mind, it is the three of us going together. It's not.
Yes.
Yeah, you have backup.
But again, between the two, I would rather be in a situation where I at least have a foot on the ground, whereas in the other one, I may literally end up floating because I don't know what's
literally
going
end
on.
up dead.
I was gonna say there's a reasonable chance you die at the ReZero party.
Yeah.
With like the creepy ReZero music playing in the background, like the
our spoiler drop. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually going with
I'm surprised.
Host Club one.
What about Jalen here? Where's he going?
Look, I don't want to end up dead. I think that's like
valid. It's kind of the whole point of life if you think about it.
Yeah. So for that reason and that reason alone, because I don't need any other reasons, I'm going to the other one.
I'm going to echo what Cole said. I think that the company, I know Cole likes the company of Rem and Ram, but I think the company at the Kaoru and Hikaru house party is probably a lot more my speed, and for sure the food is better too. So
yeah,
that's where
I mean,
sure
like
where
if I'm just voting strictly on hosts, of course I'm going with the waifus. I mean, this is an anime podcast.
I think the high school host club would be a lot more fun though. I think in terms of fun factor, I think there's more fun.
Okay, sure, yeah, it'd be more fun. Because I mean, realistically, yes, this is also this is an anime podcast, so we would just stand there and go. You
could, and anime exists in the Ouran High School host club world where it does not in the ReZero world. So you'd be like, what is anime?
Well, Subaru knows about anime because he's from Japan, but
that's
Subaru
true.
would be fun to hang out with.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Yeah. Next up, we got Shiro and Ilya from Fate, and they shall be competing against another set of siblings who is not themselves, despite what this wheel is saying. It likes to spin on itself again. We got a new set of siblings here. We got Inuyasha and
Sesshomaru.
Sesshomaru, yes.
Sesshomaru.
Okay.
Well, we already talked about Shiro and Ilya. Now, what are Inuyasha and the other guy bringing?
It's been a while, so I don't really remember the Shiro and Emiya one. I remember it being kind of traditional-ish Japanese fare, but like more modernized, I would say. Yeah. Whereas like Inuyasha and Sesshomaru, it's like full-on like feudal Japan. It's kind of like we were talking about
like Demon Slayer.
The Demon Slayer one, it's from the same, it's from Edo, Japan, right? So like you're kind of getting that same vibe. A lot of like, there's like a whole roast fish on the table with like a bowl of rice that you get, and you're just kind of like picking at it with chopsticks.
You're not selling me on the food selection here, Mike.
No.
Inuyasha and Sesshomaru is just sitting in the corner, not talking to anybody, looking grumpy. Inuyasha is probably freaking out about something Kagome said.
They're probably arguing. Let's be fair.
I've picked some terrible choices here.
I think this was week 1 where we didn't have like.
I didn't actually decide what we were doing because
we didn't know what we were doing. So.
Yeah.
In a straight fight, I think they would win.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We'll try to. I say we'll try to not do that in the future where we don't know what we're doing, but that's kind of like the whole gist of the podcast.
That's what we do.
I won't lie to you. We will do this again.
This will happen again.
This will happen again. I honestly, I don't know what. It's like a fully like, but there is some merit to having like a full, like, you're basically like having an experience at that point.
Oh, sure.
And these sure, there are a lot of like, there's a little fox dude running around. Inuyasha's got ears. It's kind of like the ReZero party with like, who are these strange creatures? Mm-hmm. But like a little more, they're more tame and realistic. Like you could be like, okay, that's just a person in a costume. It'd still be a little like off-putting at first.
You'd also, like, I mean, Kagome's not hosting, but you'd still have that semblance of reality with, like, Kagome's vibe and the fact that, like, she can come and go from the present, so.
Yeah. But, like, the reason I think that the thing is that Sesshomaru and Inuyasha are hosting it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Kagome is there, yes, and that would help for sure. And, like, all the other ones, too. But like, I just don't think that they're going to cooperate very well.
Yeah. She'd tell him to sit and his head would go crashing into the ground.
That's true too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd have
That's a
Miroku.
fun party trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have Miroku creeping on all the girls too.
Yeah. Just an off vibe.
Right.
And for that reason, I am voting.
I am going to that one.
So, interestingly, we've gone through the first 7 nominated characters and eliminated all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And all that's left is our last 5, which we've nominated. So
okay, so I guess it goes without saying that Shiro and Ilya are moving on from this one.
Shiro, I think so. I even as I was like thinking about how this party would play out, I was like, there's no chance.
Yeah. This doesn't sound like a very fun party. Okay, we got the Ichichi sisters once again. They will be competing against the siblings here to no, not themselves. Come on, this wheel, I swear.
It's rigged.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Seto and Mokuba.
Let's go. Okay.
Jay, what's at their party?
So we've got that similar vibe of like, this is like, we're not going to a barbecue, boys. We're going to an event. Like, this is like...
this is like a sponsored event.
Almost like a carnival.
This is like a corporate event.
This is like a big Kaiba Corp sponsored event.
We've got like going to Michael Jackson's Wonderland Mansion.
Yeah, like we've got like anything you could ever want at this barbecue or at this event.
A live octopus.
You've got like a petting zoo. You've got like entertainment. You've got like all the food in the world. You've got all the drinks in the world. You've got like tons and tons of people here.
A cackling madman in a white coat.
You've got a man handing you a duel disc and saying, "Let's duel."
Oh,
do they have like the duel stadium here?
They do have the duel stadium here because Kaiba loves dueling. So you're gonna want to duel.
Yeah, but you're not beating Kaiba. There's no chance.
No, but
I don't know. I probably could. To be honest, my deck is better than Kaiba's deck.
You know what? Just cheat. Just pull out Exodia. Slip Exodia up your sleeve and cheat. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's so much to do with this thing. And like, I don't think it would just be like swanky people. Like, I think there would be some here, but like, I feel like instead of him inviting just friends and family, he'd open this up to the public.
So what's Mokuba doing in all this?
I feel like Mokuba would more so be the host. Like, he'd be the one kind of welcoming everyone to the event. Thanks so much for coming to this event sponsored by Kaiba Corp. And then like, Seto Kaiba would kind of be the one behind the scenes, kind of like overlooking everything.
Why do we never say Mokuba Kaiba? It's always Seto Kaiba and then Mokuba.
It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, he wouldn't be cooking. He would have hired like a private chef that like who would be really good at cooking the food.
I picture it as more of like kind of like a slightly more polished and corporate, like a little more corporate feeling version of the Oran twins barbecue. Like there's probably like actual sponsors at this one, whereas the Oran one's probably like more like they just threw a party.
Yeah.
Which could be good or bad, right? Because like there's going to be a lot more people at this. It's going to be more of an event.
Here's the thing though.
Here's the rub.
Are we straying too far from God on this one?
Is this even a barbecue? Yeah.
Is Seto Kaiba flying too close to the sun for his wings
Icarus?
to melt? He is. Is he Icarus? Because ultimately, in the end, the other barbecue, it's as advertised. The sisters,
it is a barbecue.
They're putting on a barbecue, and you're just having a good time. On the other hand, Seto Kaiba, sure, it'd be fun, but I would stop and I would think,
this is not a barbecue.
Is this a barbecue? I thought we were going to
You do
a
bring
barbecue.
up a good point of semantics there, Cole. You do indeed. It's a very valid point. And then I feel like the Kaiba Corp barbecue, quote unquote, you're probably not, like, the three of us are showing up and we're probably not talking to a single person other than the three of us when we go there.
Yeah, we're not
We
mingling.
might not even talk to Kaiba at this barbecue. Right?
Yeah.
Well, the Seto Kaiba.
So, yeah. Who are you talking
Sorry,
about?
I was talking about Mokuba Kaiba.
Yeah. Well,
No.
I mean, like,
No, we're talking about Mokuba.
I think probably our only interaction with Mokuba would probably be watching him on stage thank us for coming.
But there's a stage at this barbecue.
There's a stage.
Yeah.
Like that's a little too over the top. That's like that's just a corporate event you're going to, and he's probably
it is.
asking you
Is
to
this a
invest in
pyramid
Kaiba
scheme?
Corp.
What's going on? Yeah.
I'm a little wary of this
But
one
at the
now.
same time, I'm getting a dual disc, which is pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
That's true. Yeah. dual
the
discs are
merch
pretty
bag.
cool.
The merch
Yeah,
bag you're
The
getting
merch
from
bag
this.
you'd get.
You're getting some swag at this.
Versus
at this
hanging out with a
place.
bunch of drunk musicians and one really awkward pink thing in the corner.
Yeah. But I
See,
like
here's
that.
my thing. To me, this seems like a once in a lifetime opportunity to experience something.
You know what?
Whereas, like, I feel like the Bochi sisters, or whatever their names are, they could put on this barbecue anytime.
Yep.
You know,
that's what I kind of like about it too. Is like their barbecue is essentially like the barbecue I put on. You just throw some meat on a grill. You have some friends over, you just chat, listen to music, have a good time.
I'm just saying, like, if I had the choice between a once in a lifetime event and something I could go to anytime, I'd be more inclined to go to the once in a lifetime thing because I can always go to the other thing whenever I want.
Yes, for sure.
And then I get the best of both worlds.
Listen, we're running long, so I will save us some time by telling you exactly where I'm going. And I want to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to play Duel Monsters. I'm going to be like, remember that clip I showed you guys from I Think You Should Leave? Where the guy's like on the dating show and they're like, and Jonathan, to be honest, I'm pretty sure you're here just for the zip line. And it's just like these clips of him using the zip line the entire time.
Yeah.
That's going to be me with the dual disc at the Duel Monsters Stadium. I'm going to go, I'm going to eat the food, and I'm going to run to the Duel Monsters Stadium to get in line so I can play again and just destroy my opponent with my cheated Exodia cards. I'm going with the Kaiba brothers.
Yeah, Kaiba brothers.
Yes.
Well, cool. I'm going to the other one because I don't know. The other one sounds like a convention, and I like conventions, but I don't know. I just want to chill, you know. But that's fine. It's all right.
So we have a
Man.
tiebreaker, Jay.
Yeah.
No,
like
didn't
I
Jay
said,
just say Seto?
yeah, I'm going with Seto. I mean, like, I'm more inclined for the once in a lifetime event over something I could do anytime. So.
I'm just coming at it from a semantics point of view. It's not a barbecue. Anyway, Seto Kaiba and
it'd be a Kaiba Corp barbecue in quotations.
yeah, it's his
is what it
version
would
of a
be.
barbecue, I
Yeah,
suppose.
It'd be a corporate barbecue.
Like, it would be
you have
called
at
a
work.
barbecue, and like
Yeah,
there would
but it's
probably
not.
be a
It's-
barbecue there.
It'd be
Look.
like a
We have a barbecue.
no, it'd be like an outdoor kitchen, but like
Yeah.
they trailered in there. It's, maybe there's food trucks.
Yeah. Okay. Seto Kaiba and Mokuba are back, and they are going to be competing against.
Okay.
Guess who I just spun?
Seto Kaiba and
who's Cole's
Mokuba.
other one?
Seto Kaiba. Okay.
So
here we go.
We have
Seto
no first-time
Kaiba.
combatants left.
We got the Kaibas versus Kaoru and Hikaru.
Oh, it's a swank off. Who's swankier?
Who's
This is
swankier?
an easy one for me, actually.
This is an easy one. Yeah.
We've
between the two,
we've given our pitch. What do you guys see as the big difference here? What's your selling points?
having a fun time playing card games with the boys.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun to play Duel Monsters and to go to like the carnival, like the whole event. But at the end of the day, it's like a corporate event. Whereas, like I think the thing with the Orin High School Host Club is, yes, they are pompous and like very rich, but they're also like fun and like they're willing to get down and like they go over to what's her name's apartment all the time, and they're like, "Oh, cool, ramen noodles in a cup. That's cool. I've never seen this before. That's fun." They're willing to have fun with the common folk, and they're not gonna be mean to you. You're gonna have a good time. They're gonna be friendly, like you said. They're gonna play lawn darts with you. They're gonna play cards. It's gonna be a good time. I'm definitely going for them as well.
As well.
Oh,
I voted for the Seto Kaiba.
Oh, did you? Oh, I thought that's where you were going. Oh, never mind.
I want to play Duel Monsters between the two.
Oh.
It's basically the same
with
thing.
My boys.
I want to play Duel Monsters.
Look, man, that hologram technology, that's some cool stuff. I want to check that out for myself.
Oh, no, I completely misread the situation. When you said cards, I thought you meant like a card game, and then I forgot that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a card game. Yeah, no, I'm going, I'm between the two, like they're both similar, but one of them will be more of like more normal people there. Whereas the twins, it's going to be all like rich people.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would be the selling,
the deal breaker,
one way or the other. All right, here we go. Shiro and Ilya. They are hosting a barbecue, and on the other side of the street, a barbecue is being hosted by Miku and Yotsuba. Here we go.
So here's my question. Just remind me, what is Ilya doing at this barbecue?
Ilya's like hosting. She's walking around making sure everybody's, she's just like chatting. Really, Shiro is the workhorse here.
Really, her job is to look cute at the end of the day.
Okay. Yeah. So here's my argument. I feel like Yotsuba would be the better host, being like making sure everyone's okay, making sure that like everyone's got their food, everyone's doing the good. Everyone's doing the good. Everyone's good.
Everyone's doing the good. Yeah.
Everybody's doing the good. Yeah, she has more stamina, and she's willing to like run herself into the ground.
Yeah. To
ensure that this goes off without a hitch.
And then Miku's like in the back making some tasty food for everyone. They've got a well-oiled machine going together.
On the one hand, the barbecue vibes at the Yotsuba and Miku, I like. On the other hand, the food at the Emiya one, I kind of feel like the food is better at the other one.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think they'd serve fairly similar stuff, to be honest with you. I think that the Miku and Yotsuba, I think there's definitely the sweet aspect there. But I think, because like if you think about in the movie when they have the festival, like they're serving up like, what did they say? Was it like pancakes or waffles?
One of them did pancakes. I think one did takoyaki.
Yeah, like I think the food's kind of a wash, but I think that I'd much rather spend an afternoon hanging out with the quintuplets and Futaro versus, again, coming back to your not liking rich people argument, I think that the company at the Emiya barbecue would probably be less fun to talk to and less nice.
Reen does have that ritzy vibe. Ilya's a bit ritzy.
They're a bit elitist, and they're not exactly like nice people, really.
Yeah, that's true. Emiya's nice, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
Whereas and like everybody at the Quince barbecue is like going to talk to you and have a good time with you.
Yeah. True. So Mike's voting for the Quince barbecue?
I'm going for the Quince barbecue, yes.
Jalian?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the vibe here, and I'm gonna say the Quince barbecue.
Okay.
I think the conversation, I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, no, I think you guys are right. I think I'd go Quince as well, which upsets me to no end because you know what this means, Mike?
What's that?
This is Jay's first point in the spreadsheet.
Oh, yes. Jay wins. At that. Jay gets first points.
Win no matter what.
Yeah, Jay wins no matter what. Here we go, though. Miku and Yotsuba versus Seto Kaiba and Mokuba.
Okay, so now do you want to hang out with the Quince, or do you want to hang out with the boys and play some Yu-Gi-Oh? I'll present a strong argument to you, gentlemen, here. Would you be physically capable of talking to any of the Quince?
Well, I mean, yes, I could. I'm able to, like, flip that switch. Okay. And like speak to somebody.
No, I just meant like.
I hear what you're saying.
Yes,
I understand. Yes,
I do hear what you're saying.
I do believe that I could do it.
Yes, the IRL girl argument is a strong one. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could do it. But
See? That's why I brought it up. It's
here's the
intimidating.
I don't know if I need to be here. Like, I mean, I could talk to Futuro, I could talk to other people, and like I'm with you guys. So like maybe being with you will make it easier for me.
Maybe you have a quick little cup of sake with your friends to become brothers.
Yeah,
exactly. And the the liquid courage is flowing. I mean, that certainly helps.
Yeah, you never know.
It's dual discs versus hanging out with some cool people. It's a tricky one.
I think with this one, I'm going with the more down to earth one. I'm going Miku and Yotsuba. Because in the end, like, Kaiba won against the garden party because between the two, I like the idea of if I'm going to be in a huge crowd of people I don't know, I may as well be in the huge crowd of people and play card games. Between these two, I think I'm going Quince.
I think I agree with you, Cole. I think I'd rather, when I think about it, it'd be fun to play the Yu-Gi-Oh! Simulator, but I'll be able to play it at like when it comes to the local mall parking lot or something. You know what I mean? Like there's another chance to play that somewhere. Whereas I think that it'd just be a fun, cool afternoon to hang out and enjoy some good conversation and good people. And I'm also going with the Quince.
Yeah.
So my argument for picking Kaiba in the first one was this is a once in a lifetime thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I never have the chance to do it again, I'd go here. Here's the thing though. I'm assuming that these are being put on at different time from the previous round. Because
yes.
Right? So that means that I've already gone to the Kaiba one. I've already experienced it. I already know what happened.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's putting it on again. I've already been there. I know what to expect. The Quince one? Sure, I've already been there, but it was nice. I had fun.
Mm-hmm.
I chilled.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Get your
picking the
sense on
Quince.
if it's too chilly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Picking the Quince.
Yeah,
Well,
the
Jay,
Quince.
congratulations, Jay.
Congratulations, Jay.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I wish that this cheering sound clip that I played would play. But once again, it does not work. But you know what always works? My trusty thing that I read at the end of every episode.
Wait, before that, do you want to reveal the next tournament, or are we going to save that?
Okay, I'll let you guys know. And as we were doing this tournament, I was looking around behind you guys. What is there? And I see this plush above my head to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Or the right of my head. I can't think. It's the left of my head on my screen. And that is Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Gentlemen, I would like to host a tournament. What they will be competing against, TBD. I'll have the competition. I'll tell you guys next week. Will be tsunderes.
Ooh.
Tsunderes.
Everybody likes a tsundere.
Everyone does like a tsundere.
Everybody likes a tsundere, and they will be competing against each other in a few weeks' time. So next week we'll start nominating characters. But that's it for this week. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Anime Protagonist Podcast. You can follow us on social media at anipropod. That's ANIPROPOD. You can follow each of us individually if you'd like to. Links to everything is in the description. Wherever you're watching this, whether it's on YouTube or whatever. Leave a like, review, subscribe. Give us 5 stars like we said earlier. We need them. We are starving for 5-star reviews. And don't forget
hungry.
We are
tell a friend.
Starving? Like star?
He did it.
Yes.
He did it. That son of a bitch, he did it.
I got him.
Join our Discord. That really is probably the way to communicate with us, though. Links to everything is at our website, anipropod.com. And if you really like us, if you super duper like us and you want to help support the show.
A lot.
Like a lot. Or maybe a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
If you like us a little bit, why not? Join our Patreon like these wonderful people. Mr. Family Guy 36, Elijah Wood, Brain Dead B-Dog, Super Mexi, Peach, and Frama. new patron. Thank you all so much. You guys get some new extra benefits, early episodes, priority mailbags. I always forget. Lots of things. I can't even think of them.
Special Patreon Discord channel where you basically have access to us and the Discord mods and the other patrons.
And bonus episodes.
Bonus episodes.
Monthly bonus episodes.
What was our last bonus episode called?
Last bonus episode was the long-awaited tier list where we ranked the anime studios.
Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to be doing either a husbando or a waifu one next.
I think so.
The patrons were clamoring for it, right?
I mean, tier lists are fun. I do enjoy doing tier lists, but yeah, we'll be back.
That will be contentious, I think.
Yes, that one will be contentious. Is next week our review week? Why, yes, it is. We are doing our listener's choice review of Madoka Magica. That's Puella Magi Madoka Magica, as voted on by you, the listeners. And we also have a manga review coming up that will be Goodbye Eri. That'll be coming up in a few weeks. But yeah, that's it for this week. We will be back next week. But until we come back next week, we say, as we do at the end of every episode of the Anime Protagonist Podcast,
bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye.